was a strange feeling getting off that trolley in a section of the city where we had never been before. I couldn't help but wonder why we had ever come. Back at college, we'd been told we would never regret it. But as we walked up New Market Street, we really wondered. Beth Eden was the settlement house we were looking for. We were welcomed by Dave Ritchie, who originated the weekend work camps back in 1940. The girls had a clubroom for a dormitory, and the boys had this old gym. Next to show up were Mary and Bruce from Westtown School, and then came Carl from Central High. Then Allison from the U of P. And Big Bob, an engineer and veteran of work camps in Germany. As fast as people arrived, they were put to work, boys and girls alike. Finally, we were all ready for supper, and supper was ready for us. Before we knew it, dishes were done, and even the boys were soon making blanket squares for overseas relief. We talked and worked and talked, until Dave brought out the songbooks as the first hint of bedtime.
Black man camped by a billabong under the shade of a coolabah tree, and he sang as he sat and waited while he...
Morning comes early at weekend work camp, and so does breakfast. Dave gave us his advice on the work we were to do and on how not to have paint drip all over ourselves. Our quiet together brought us closer to the spirit that could make our work worthwhile. Soon each team was on its way to its project. We paired up experienced volunteers with inexperienced work campers. The family was expecting us because Dave had visited them during the past week. Mrs. Simpson welcomed us, but she seemed as uncertain as we felt at first. The landlords usually furnish the paint if the families agree to work with the work campers. In our family, the landlord had not been willing to cooperate, but the family paid for the whitewash to brighten their home. A smoky stove had made the house discouragingly hard to keep clean. The whole kitchen floor sagged to one side. We had to carry what furniture we could out into the court in order to make room to paint. But what a shock we received when we did. A dead rat behind the cabinet. Another work camper who was painting a nearby house finished his project early. He arrived at our location in time to give us a hand with the final furniture moving. Before we finished, Mr. Simpson came home from work and helped us get things back in order. Next, we plunged into a good bull session, first comparing our adventures of the day, and then trying to think out the implications. What causes conditions like we had seen? Are such conditions necessary or inevitable in a nation as wealthy as ours?
Climbing dragon bird, soldiers of the cross. Beauty of the earth, for the glory of the sky, for the love which from above over and around the sky. Lord of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise. For the wonder of each hour, of the day and of the night, hill and vale and tree and flower.
Back at camp for our final meal together, we were just like old friends, even though we had been strangers just 2 days before.
Let me ask you a simple question. Are you glad that you came to work without pay for somebody else? If you are, I am very glad too. The actual work that we have done this weekend does not amount to very much in comparison to the great ocean of need. It has been little, but it has not been insignificant. We have done more than become aware of the problems of others, important as that is. We have actually done something concrete about these problems with our hands and with our hearts. Even though what we have done is little, the fact that we have done something is a lot, and the fact that we have done something and been glad that we have done it means even more. We have been testing out the rightness of an approach to problems, our brothers' problems, and our world's problems.
Can this be our way out?